What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new here, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we jump onto the charts, make sure you read what is on the screen here. Very important. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation of any kind. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube. Do your own research, make your own trading decisions, read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like this Top 1 Futures RDF. Let's go ahead and jump on to the charts. Markets are open, markets are moving. On this beautiful Wednesday, April 9th, we are loaded up with 350K straight to funded accounts with Top 1 Futures. Just taking a look and see where we're opening up here on the 5-minute chart before we dive out to the daily and take a look. Stream looks good. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Appreciate you hopping on. We're going to get into it, man. See if we can navigate these wild markets. Let's just make sure everything is up and running. It looks good. It looks good. Yeah, man, up and running. So let's go ahead and just jump out to the daily before these markets get moving too quick. And kind of take a look at where we're at here on the daily chart, because this is pretty wild. This is pretty wild, guys. So we obviously know what happened. Selling off to the downside. we know what happened, right? Really, really harsh sell-off to the downside. Very aggressive selling pressure. Really, really big indecision candles back here. Very, very big wicks to the upside and downside. We got a bullish and then a bearish close. Right now, we got a little doji that we're opening up with right here. We did crack down below prior day's low. Came down pretty damn close to the low of this move from 2 days ago. And now we've kind of pulled back up so far. So I do think we can see a lot of movement today. I don't think this volatility is over just yet. We've had some tricky to navigate NYSE sessions, right? A lot of this stuff has either come at the open or overnight. But I think we've got some movement to work with today. So I'm excited to be trading. I'm going to try not to go crazy with putting too much risk on, but I am looking to get sized up in these 150K accounts. I've got room to work and taking wins, taking losses, making small progress, but I'd like to put a little bit more on. So that's going to be my game plan today. If you're watching this, I'm going to be looking to put a little bit more on. My game plan's, you know, I'm really not going to want to lose more than $1,000 on any one single day. That's kind of going to be the lower limit. Really not going to want to exceed that by too much, because I'm not going to want to put on much more than $1,000 in profit on any one single day, because we have that 20% consistency rule. So my goal is to not, you know, put up a huge day of profit, but a little bit more than, you know, maybe making or losing $500, right? Just be able to work with a little bit more. We got $6,000 of capital to work with, so we can make some progress. So again, we know what happened overnight. We know what happened, you know, looking at that higher time frame right down at these lows. This is the 15-minute chart, kind of zoomed out. We've got some volume profiles for regular trading session hours. Really, really harsh sell-off after that drift to the upside yesterday, right? Caught some of that long, and then as I was hopping off, we started to sell off, and that just did not stop really all the way back down towards the lows. Overnight session, we drifted lower. We came down to challenge these lows over here, right? We came and tested these lows, although we didn't crack below here in ES. This is the MES chart. Pulled back up. Came back down to test VWAP, back and forth, and now here we are pushing to the upside on this first 15-minute opening candle here. Sent you guys a message in Discord that I'm going to try to stay a little bit more zoomed out. I'll probably run the side-by-side chart. I've been liking that. Gives me the zoomed out granular view, you know, combo. Kind of a sweet deal to be able to combo meal it. So I'll probably go ahead and do that right now. Let's get that set up. I will make my 15-minute chart the smaller one over here on the side. Kind of just be able to, yeah, we're pushing the upside, man. Kind of just be able to keep that higher time frame perspective, right? Look at price action and market structure on a more zoomed out level, but also have the benefit of the 1-minute chart being nice and zoomed in, and you know, watching small price action and market structure form, be able to get that early indication of kind of what's going on. So sorry for making you guys dizzy. Just set my chart up with you here. And if you're new to Project X, I just released a 10 or 12, I'm adding to it, but 10 videos up so far, a tutorial series on Project X. So exactly how I set my chart up, all the different components, how I set the platform up, risk settings, copy trading, hotkeys, journaling, performance metrics, all of that fun stuff. And I'm going to be adding to that. So, Wolf, what's up? Nove, what's up? Afternoon from London. Good morning to all. Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys being here with me. See if we can't add some profit to these accounts or take some losses, whatever we have to do, but just get some good trades in. That's the game plan here. Yeah, man, I'm looking at this. Looking at this so far, like we want to pop to the upside. I will say on Bookmap, give you the zoomed out Bookmap view here. We've had a lot of liquidity on the book below these lows, really below these lows. So I'm going to show you guys Bookmap real quick. This is my favorite order flow tool. If you don't know what Bookmap is, it is level 2 data. We'll throw the link for Bookmap in the chat. Haven't done that in a while. I will throw this one in here. This is level 2 data. Bookmap is a subscription service. I'm partnered with Bookmap like I'm partnered with Top 1 Futures. I stand to make money. I can't be unbiased. It's important for you to know that, but I like Bookmap. Bookmap's sweet. This is level 2 data displaying us live liquidity, quantity of orders above and below price on the book right here, right now for the instrument that we're trading. And what I'm looking at and pointing out to you guys is all of this down here, right? That's quite a bit of orders buy side sitting down here below lows, right? Is it any big surprise that we have a lot of orders down there? No, we probably have a bunch of stop orders down there too from everybody getting long near those lows. That's really zoomed out though. You know, we're talking 150 points below current price right now. So we would really have to come all the way back down and head towards those lows. If we do start to turn and burn to the downside, that's giving me some added confidence to trade all the way down towards those levels. Way too far away from price right now and just not how I trade to say, well, I'm short biased because we got orders down here. No, we start to sell off. I see price action and market structure, you know, trending to the downside. I want to be cautious of this. But for right here, right now, zooming back in, let's try not to break Bookmap. We have quite a bit of orders up here at the 5100s. Nice big round psychological number. I think it's likely that we might go and tag that. Yeah, we got some business to be done around price right here. So we're gonna move. Looks like we're gonna move. Zooming in a little bit further. Yeah, we got some action going on here, guys. So I'm letting the market open up. Not looking to jump in the first, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Really, here we are coming into the first 15 minutes. Looks like we had, a nice pop at the open, right? Again, I'm not really a first 5 minutes of the New York Open trader. It's just not my MO. I think it can work really nicely sometimes, and other days it just smokes you and you end up with a really frustrating loss to start your session with. So I like to let this thing open up. You can see how it's forming on the 15-minute, coming up, challenging overnight high, value area low from yesterday. This is a little bit funky. The 5-minute chart displays this differently, and that's what I've been going off of. So I'm going to leave this as is. It's correct on the 5-minute chart. We continue higher. We got some areas of high volume here, and then all the way up back near value area high and prior day high. So that's kind of my levels to the upside. To the downside, it's below this overnight low level, down towards these, right? Down towards the low of these moves, right? That's what we'll be looking at to the downside. I don't have a bunch of levels sitting in here because I don't need them, right? We know what we're looking at. Overnight low, and down below that is coming into no man's land. So watch this bad boy open up. Yeah, so far, if we sustain this move to the upside, like maybe we come down here, check out VWAP, check out this area of volume, maybe sweep below these lows of the session, find buyers, and then continue to the upside, I'm looking long, right? I'm looking long because I think we're just going to run highs, and this overnight move is going to, the end of the day yesterday is going to be BS. We're creating a huge range. We're going to come back and forth. Conversely, we start selling off like really aggressively, kind of like we're doing now, after testing this level, after sweeping above overnight high, value area low, and just testing this to the downside, shorts are going to look good, right? We start coming through VWAP, coming back down through this middle ground area. I think shorts are going to look really good back towards overnight low, and that could be setting up for a large move to the downside. really large move to the downside. So I'm unbiased. It's the way that I like to trade off the open. Don't like to say I think it's going to go up or I think it's going to go down. I like to have flexibility. Let the market open up and show me what it's going to do, right? I'm trading low time frames. I'm not holding for a day or days. So I don't really need to anticipate what's going to happen, you know, at the end of the day or where we're going to close, right? I'm more focused on what's happening right here, right now. How can I structure risk? But so far, this looks like a move back down to VWAP. Gun to my head, I'm short back down to VWAP. Stop above this high. And I think that would be a really aggressive entry if your bias is short today. If you are looking for this to just absolutely sell off. Getting a measure on volatility. Yeah, we're moving here. We are moving. That's not nothing. That's for sure. It's $500 stop loss with 2 micros right there. Yeah, liquidity to the downside. I might take this short, guys. I might take this short, fade this pop right off the open, right back down towards VWAP. I think we're very likely to go check out the this big round psychological number right here. I'm hesitating on this one. It's just a little bit early for me. It's a little bit early right after that 15-minute opening range set. I like to give this a little bit more time, but this looked good to the downside, right? Kind of just attempting to find some buyers here. Not at all finding buyers. Liquidity all the way down through this 5,000 even number. And here we go to check it out. What's not beautiful on this is, you know, the 1-minute chart gives you some highs to trade off of. But that's a wide stop loss to throw on, and that's kind of tight. You know, that's kind of tight. I just don't want to run anything so tight in this type of market conditions because we are volatile, we are moving, and you'll get taken out a lot of times. So you'll have direction right. It's going to come down here, but first we're going to chop a little bit. You don't know if you're going to come above prior bar high. So I got an opportunity to take a short from here, you know, really aggressively with a tight stop loss, but I don't know that I want to do that. And I don't know that I want to get a stop all the way above here for a move back down through VWAP, although it's not a bad trade. Just watching bookmap on this one, kind of seeing if these orders stay on the book down below. Yeah, coming through these. Yeah, this looks like we're gonna crack down to the 5,000 level. Got some at 25 up above. Kind of chopping here. Again, you know, a little bit more zoomed out. This looks like a nice, you know, pull back down before continuation to the upside. If we're, you know, being a little bit objective, kind of what we're seeing coming right into the open. But somewhat choppy overall from the higher time frame, which is what I'm focusing on. Sweeping above this level and then a continuation to the downside. Wow, looks good for shorts for me. Let's see if we're going to pop to the upside on this or if we're going to start to head back down. Yeah, I'm going to try a short down here, guys. I'm going to try this kind of aggressively. I'm going to run this with a tight stop loss. If we do have to crack to the upside, I'm going to be out for $300, but I'm going to run this for a move back down towards... Yeah, we're going to pop to the upside. I wanted to run this for a move back down towards the 5,000s. Looks like it's going to come and take me out above this level. Again, tight stop loss, just a little bit tricky. We got liquidity up here at the 40s. Yeah, might have to take a quick stop on this one to start the day. Yep, this is me getting aggressive and taking the first quick stop. That's going to be a very quick one, man. Jeez, like 20 seconds. All right, got the first L under the belt. That was extremely quick. Again, like this to the downside, just coming up here, sweeping above this high, and then sellers starting to step back in. Liked it down to the 5,000s. We'll see how this plays. We did just fill the 40s up here. And then, again, not wanting to run a stop all the way above this level. I think that's kind of asking for a lot to the downside. But we have liquidity all the way down through the big round number here, the 5,000s. I'm going to see if we come up through this really aggressively, in which case I'm going to start looking long. If we come back down on this again, I'm going to take that same short. Again, not a lot of risk, $300, but that's again one of the quick stop outs, man. Part of it. I'm gonna put my trades on as I see fit, and if I have to take a quick loss like that with you guys, I will. Not super fun to do, but volatile off the open. We'll see if this is gonna be just a nice break and retest to the downside, and I'm fighting a trend to the up. Excuse me, a break and retest to the upside, and I'm fighting it to the downside. But I like this to come back down, check out VWAP, check out these 5,000s, and that presented a decent way to structure risk. Tight, right? Like I said, you know, not beautiful below this high, but
at Granger,
let's see what we get going from here.
Pay attention to every little...
See what we get going from here. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always, man. Get some music rolling. Good morning, good morning. What's going on, guys? Starting out with a very quick L on that one. We'll see where we go from here. $9.30. Yeah, $9.30 open. We're gonna be holding NYSE VWAP. That's testing. This is clean structure to the upside. Again, I liked that move, sweeping this high and then really aggressively coming lower, back down to the middle. Flowing with this price action right here, just a little bit of consolidation, waiting for a little bit of an entry where we're not just selling off the lows. But this looks like a move to the upside. So now, gun to my head, I'm long. Not going to take it on a breakout here and just get caught too quickly trading both directions. Going to wait to see what happens, and if we do start to break, maybe look to the upside. Yeah, Bookmap, we still have all of that liquidity way down here, really, really, really far to the downside. But we do have some to the upside, up at the nice round psychological number here, the 5100s. We have plenty to the upside. This is continuing to push. This isn't bad for a trade to the upside here. Anticipating this candle continues to move, that we don't come back down and check this out. Considering taking a long here, guys, to look to the upside. Staying flexible and not holding on to a short bias or anything like that. Be a decent sized stop to run it all the way down here, but we pushed to the upside, rejected, came all the way back down to this area of high volume. Now buyers taking it higher. And that's something that we would hold on to for a little bit longer, up to the 5100s. I'm getting long on this, guys. Getting quick trading in right off the rip today. Getting long on this for a break to the upside. If we're just going to chop, I'm going to take two pretty quick, aggressive stop outs, and then I'll probably pause it for the session. That would probably be the max amount of risk that I'd be wanting to put on. Liquidity to the upside, building on Bookmap. Show you guys what I'm looking at. As we immediately turn from my entry, well, yeah, if I take this stop out very quickly, I'm gonna wrap it up. That'll just be part of the morning frustrating session, but I don't think so yet. I like this to the upside. 200 on the book, up here at 100. Cracked to the upside, swept those highs. Sellers had a chance to take it lower, back down through VWAP. Tried to shoot for that, we didn't get it. Back up towards these highs. We have liquidity up above. Looks like it might be fuel to the fire, coming up through the 80s. Would really like to see this break out. These orders start to fill. Again, trading the same way that I was trading yesterday, coming into liquidity, wanting to watch those orders go and get tagged, go and get filled. I think we have an easy chance to run this to the upside if we are going to start to extend. But again, conversely, if we just start to chop, I'm going to take stop outs. I am trading this directionally, looking for movements to continue, to sustain, And if we just get a choppy back and forth day, it's going to be a tough one. But again, staying flexible, trading my approach, utilizing my discretion, taking L's on the chin as I have to, and living to fight another day. That's it. Again, a little bit more risk. Like I said, I got $1,000 now for a full loss on the day if this came back and stopped me out. 900, I should say. But yeah, so far finding resistance up here again. Interesting, interesting. I'm reading this as a break to the upside. This is a trade that I got to get myself into every day. Nice big bullish bar with a wick. We came down. That looked like we were going to continue to the downside, and this was going to form, coming straight back down through VWAP. We didn't get that. I'm taking it long. I'm flowing with the market. Take my stop out, getting short on the chin, and not hold on to that short bias. Now, we come back down through this level. Can we just be retesting this before we continue the upside? Sure. And maybe I'm just getting involved a little bit too early. 30 minutes after the open, 25 minutes after the open. But we're going to have to see how this plays. I do think, again, if we start to push the upside, we can see a pretty nice move out of this. Let me just jump out to the 15 minutes so I can view this with you guys on just the 15. We start to break to the upside again towards this volume point of control. You'll see it on the 5-minute chart from yesterday. Right here, this area of high volume, this consolidation where we came and hung out for quite a while yesterday. I like that as an area that we could come and check out, right? We have some consolidation here. We got quite a bit of volume traded here. Even if we are going to continue lower, I think a crack up here, like we're kind of doing right now, could be solid. Allow me to grab some profit to the upside around this 5,100 level where we have quite a bit of liquidity. So that's my game plan. That's how I'm trading this. See how it plays with me. Take our losses on the chin, structure our risk, right? Be okay with anybody can say tariff at any time and the market just rips in one direction. Somebody can release news or talk about something crazy and, we could just have our faces ripped off or be on the right side of a nice move. But that's the part of it. It's part of this market, part of trading as a whole. You don't need to know what the market's going to do next and make money. You just need to be able to structure your risk, trade a system that has somewhat of a positive expectancy for you. Apply some consistency and keep your mindset in check. Don't get crazy. So again, I'm structuring this wide, right? I'm allowing for retest back down here. I want to see this break out to the upside, but I'm way down below this 15-minute bar. We got to come all the way back down on this. It's going to be a stop, man. That's going to be it. Not breaking, not seeing the nice momentum that I'd like to see. Got about a minute and a half left on this 15-minute bar. Again, that I'm trying to pay a little bit more attention to as the market's moving so dang fast. On the 1 minute, we don't look bad, but I would really like to see this turn. Come and start to take out the 65s where we got some liquidity through the 70s, 80s, and see some continuation to the upside. Up towards that 5,100 level. Looking at that as a target, that prior day's volume point of control coming off of the regular trading session hour fixed range volume profile. I know I'm yapping today, but that's it. Appreciate you guys being on here, man. Smash the like button, smash subscribe. I'm trading top 1 futures accounts here. If you guys want to check this out, link is in the description. Code RDF. Gets you the best deals, 50% off, and an entry to win one of 5 50K accounts. Full disclaimer, I am partnered, I'm affiliated, I stand to make money. I can't be unbiased by definition. So you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. All that good stuff. Make sure you read all that below the video. Click the links, read all the disclaimers. Important to note. But we're sitting here long. I'm sitting here long from 2 micros from 50, 57, 75. Looking for a continuation of this move, a break to the upside rather than a reversal. Stop all the way down below that 5,000 level. Got short on this as we came back down. Looking for a continuation to the downside to go and grab this 5,000 level. We turned here, found a lot of buyers, found some support. And are continuing to the upside. We got liquidity up above here. Consolidating, struggling to get through this. Let's see. I think we're going to see a decision coming up here at 10 a.m. We got low volume here. I think if we come back down through this consolidation again, without just a quick wick below and a push up, we're going to come and grab my stop. Conversely, if we do what we might want to do right here and push to the upside, I think we could see a sustained move. So that's how I'm trading this. Looking for a push to the upside, up towards this 5100 level. Widen it out, right? I played this first one tight. Widen it out a little bit, 2 micros. There we go. We got to break through that liquidity, pushing to the upside. Let's see. Oh, don't want to do that. There we go. We got some movement to the upside. Show me 200 bucks of profit. There we go. Continuing. Buyers continuing to step in. About 25 points of profit there. Now, you guys could manage this as you see fit if you were taking some long. Not that you're taking the same trades as me or copying what I'm doing, because that would be an idiotic thing to do. I'm an idiot here on YouTube. Why would you do any of that? That makes no sense. I'm not a financial advisor. But the way that I might structure this on another day is go stop loss to break even right here, right? Go get really aggressive on stops. For this trade, I'm starting wide. I'm going to hold for a little bit longer of a move. We got liquidity up to 5,100. If this is going to be a wick above and then a continuation lower, and we come back down through the 5,000s, you know, I'm wrong on today. This is a wick higher and a continuation lower. But I don't want to choke up on this trade. Take a stop, because I think we're very likely to retest this. And then just be trying to enter back in here as we push higher. So for those reasons, I'm going to leave this wide right now. I'll leave this wide. So I want to see a move up here towards the 5100s, again, where we have liquidity. Come and grab that level. If we have to come back down through, this is going to be letting a winner turn into a loser. That's something I'm okay doing. In the hunt for larger profits here, that's my game plan. So we'll see how it plays. But, you know, again, already showing more points on a win than I did on that first L. Happy with that. Good read of direction here. We are breaking the upside. You know, now we got to see buyers sustain this, right? Do we need to pull all the way back to VWAP? Are we going to come and check this out? Are we going to see a gnarly rejection before this move up? You know, those are the risks associated just with these wild US indices right here. For me right now, I want to see a move to the upside. I'm okay with a retest. That's why I don't want to put a stop here, right? This isn't an invalidation point. I think we can easily see this, right? You know, a wick lower, maybe anywhere down in here, you know, a quick wick lower down here, and then an aggressive push back up. So, you know, that wouldn't be breaking structure, really wouldn't be telling me get out, sellers are in control. So I don't want to choke up and put a stop here. It would be nice if that didn't happen and we just ripped our faces off to the upside, which is why I wouldn't close the trade right here and then look to re-enter down here, right? You know, we see a nice pop to the upside. I want to hold on to that. So, yeah, this looks okay. Liquidity the upside. There we go, man. There's some strength. Can we see this continue up towards the 5100s, man? That's what I would like out of this. You know, somewhere around this level up here, through this volume point of control for a profit target. But I'm going to hang on to this. I don't really like to run fixed profit targets. Just not my style. But we'll see. Again, we are definitely at risk of just coming to check out, you know, these lows here, coming to crack value area low and then smash it to the downside, right? You know, we had some pressure to the downside overnight. A lot of selling pressure yesterday, but so far, even from a, you know, a more zoomed out on the 15-minute, this looks good. This looks good. Gotta hold on to this one, man. It's gonna suck to watch it come back on me if I have to, but that's part of trading, man. You know, if I go stop loss to break even every day, I was tight with it yesterday. Didn't really help me too much as far as going scaling out really quickly. So I'm gonna leave this bad boy on, right? Already could have taken profit and, you know, said, oh, look, we're green on the day for $1, right? And now we're happy. I fought my way back to break even, but I don't think that's good trading. You know, if I have to take, you know, my full L on this one, I think I'm gonna have to. I'm looking at this area tested, and I'll show you it on the 15-minute, even more zoomed out. Let's see if we can get some more data to load here. Come on, chart. There we go. Yeah, I like a push up into this area, this high volume node. We came through this quickly. If we start to come back down through my entry aggressively, I'm in trouble. I think we're coming to check this area out again. But I'm following price action market structure right here to the upside, and I think this is a reasonable target. I'm not looking to hold for a massive move, you know, cracking through yesterday's high all the way back up to these highs, but just to move back up to this area. I think we could do that pretty quickly. If buyers can retest this, hold, and go and grab liquidity up at 5,100, man. Nice big round psychological number. Market loves to return to those levels, so a few things in my favor that I'm holding for, but we'll see. You know, maybe I am playing this one too wide and the first one too tight. First one would have been a stop either way, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, I like this to the upside, man. Just don't know if we're going to see buyers sustain it here or if sellers are indeed going to step back in. I need to take us all the way back down through. Showed me 25, 30 points of profit already. But I'm hanging on to it. Hanging on to it, boys and girls. Let's go. Can we get a reset here? Come on, 15-minute chart. Wicking above, aggressive turnaround on this one, all the way back down in. Do we rip through this range to come and stop me out? It looks like we might, guys. We don't get continuation of the upside. This is what I want to allow for a retest, why I'm not choking up on this one. But I don't know that we're going to see it. I don't know that we're going to see a continuation here. This is a clean area to break and retest, you know, holding on to this structure to the upside. Again, we got an area of low volume here across multiple volume profiles. We continue any farther lower than this, I think I'm in trouble with this one, and we're coming to check out the 5,000 level, in which case I'm taking a full stop, and it's a frustrating red day where I'm on the wrong side of the market first, the right side of the market the next time, but just not capturing the profit that's available, which I'm okay doing. Not much that I would do differently up to this point at all. I don't think grabbing profit right here on another day is a smart thing to do, as we are ripping to the upside. I'm long from, you know, the nice breakout point. We're seeing buyers hold. I just don't like the idea of doing that. My entry is not in a spot where I want to go stop loss to break even. Just doesn't make sense to not allow for a retest of this level. But here we go, coming down through this pretty aggressively. Again, we are down into this area of low volume. Unless we see buyers step in here aggressively, I think we're coming down through this low and down to this area of high volume, all the way down to VWAP. In which case, selling off the highs would have been a play. Would have played out here pretty nicely for you, and would have played out here really nicely for you. So we'll see. We'll see if it has to be a red day for me. That's what I got on these two. Appreciate you guys being on here. Welcome to the show. If you're new, I appreciate you being here. Smash like, smash subscribe. As we might see today, might see 2 L's and a pretty decent sized red day. It would be the largest one in these accounts for sure. That's what real trading is for me, man. Again, I don't claim to be the best trader, to know it all, but I'll tell you one thing, man. I'll show you what real trading looks like for me by trading live here with you guys almost every damn day. Wins, losses, run-ups and payouts, you know, losses and lost accounts, because that's what real trading is for me, right? I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. I don't know how else to do it outside of do it live with you guys here for free, right? Don't have to pay anything to come and watch. What's up, guys? Confidently we'll break the 15-minute opening range high. Morning, folks from Coop. Yeah, we broke that 15-minute opening range high, but no continuation to the upside, man. Really no continuation to the upside. We do have IB high forming in 20 minutes. That would be this level here. Stats say that we do break this level far more often than not if we form it last, which we did today. If we do break this level, we typically extend to the upside, and we typically don't come back down through the other side. But this is tough, man. We came all the way back down in. Buyer's not stepping in. I got a chance to cap this one here, but I'm not going to do it, guys. I'm going to hold my trades. I'm going to hold it to the L if I have to. A much more frustrating day than taking this loss right here would be realizing a $200 or $185 loss, ending my day or my session here red $400, and then watching this rip in the direction that I was trading because I got shaken out of a good trade. So, we have to come down and sweep this low, come back down to VWAP. I'm out. I can't structure my trade wider than that. And we're not getting continuation to the upside, right? We got sellers stepping in. So, I'm holding on to this one again until we come through this level here, back down through VWAP. This is a clean invalidation point, right? I think I'm wrong. We're not breaking out and holding to the upside. I'm not trading this with a stop right here really aggressively. And then, just going for, small profit on this one, structured it light. And I want to see a move back up towards these 5100s. But that's the deal. What's up, man? I was long at 350s. Let go due to Project X freezing. Didn't want to risk it. Yeah. Funded with Top 1 Futures as well. Use your code. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. I know a lot of guys have been complaining across a lot of different platforms. And again, I'm biased here, right? I'm trading on Project X with Top 1 Futures. I stand to make money if people use it. So you could easily say, oh, Zach's not going to want to, talk about that, or he's going to, try to kind of dissuade people from thinking that's happening. I experienced issues on Project X with Top 1 Futures myself this week. But I do note we are facing unprecedented market volatility and rapid market movements. And I also noted that guys across other platforms also experienced issues. And I think if we're going to experience issues, it's around these times in the markets, right? Markets are moving wildly fast. I think it just becomes harder for data to keep up. But that said, it's frustrating nonetheless. If you start to get glitches or lag or any kind of issues, usually just kind of getting out of your trade and closing out and going to touch some grass is better. I think it can send you on tilt. It can be very frustrating if you're in a good trade and then something bad happens. It kind of jacks you up. But it is part of it, right? It's part of dealing with technology. That's kind of our our deal. We're trading from a screen here, so part of it. But yeah, I do recognize that. How do you manage the consistency rules without running a fixed target profit? I do manage the consistency rules for sure. I'm not going to run this thing to the moon. I would certainly be capping it probably around, I probably wouldn't want profit to go much farther than the $1,000 level on any one day. So, there's no problem with me putting a $1,000 profit target or $1,300 on this day to the upside, but it's just more of a trade management thing. Yeah, coming back down through these lows, man. Can't get a continuation to the upside. Liquidity still on the book up above, but we got multiple levels down through the 5,000s. This looks like trash, guys. This looks like it's going to come back down on me. Head back down towards VWAP. If I wasn't long right now, I would be potentially looking at a short. I really don't like this structure here. Again, I'm going to take this full one because I'm not going to put a third trade on that I don't see here. I'm not going to flip short on this now and get a stop above this level. But this is not the buying pressure that I want to see for this move to continue to the upside. Price action and market structure really just not looking great here. Again, I'm going to leave my stop where it is. I'm trying to widen out and reduce risk a little bit in these markets. Reduce size at least. But I don't like this to the, I don't like the way that this is moving to the downside whatsoever. There we go. Coming through quickly. A lot of volume behind that. Again, not going to cap the loss. The same way I didn't cap my winner up here for $300. And going to have to realize a full one on this one, man. This is going to be a tough one, but something I'm going to have to do. Trusting my stop, leaving it where it is, and letting the market do what it's going to do. But yeah, we got liquidity at all these round numbers here. The 15s, the 10s, the 5s, the 5,000. Same stuff that was on as I was trading to the downside here. Maybe we just needed to sweep the high before we came down on it. I think we might see a very frustrating move for me later in the day, which would be come back down on this, take out VWAP, and then continue back up to the upside. Yeah, still have 233 on the book, up at 5,100. A significant push away here, but I'm going to hang on to this one, guys. And I might review, right? Review, see if there's an area for improvement. But I got to apply consistency every day. Do something somewhat consistent every day. And that means hanging on to L's if it means that. But yeah, we talked a little bit about profit targets, EU tariffs, regulatory thought process is short, especially how there's no real volume push up. I already took out London highs and pre-market highs. Yeah, if that's your strategy, if that's your approach, totally recognize that, man, 100%. Ooh, we got some freezing here on Project X as I'm talking. There we go. Yeah, man, if you're utilizing fundamentals, that type of stuff, that's kind of your MO. Absolutely, man. Form your bias and trade alongside that. Outside of really just being aware of potential for increases in volatility, I try not to pay too much mind to fundamentals in the way that we're discussing there, because I just can never get it right. It never seemed to help me in the past. I racked my mind around it. Market never, seemed to do what I expected it to do or what it was supposed to do relative to the news. So I try to stay technical. I'm aware of news, right? I like to pay attention to it, kind of what's going on, but more so just to be aware of potential increases in volatility, stuff like that. I set a personal daily profit target and never have to worry about the percent. Absolutely, man. That's a smart move. Personal daily profit target's a solid one. If you are trading with these accounts, I definitely recommend you do that. You can go to the risk settings, watch the Project X tutorial videos that I put out. I got a whole series that I just released this morning. Go into the risk settings and set a personal daily loss limit, a personal daily profit target. This way you don't have to worry about it. Certainly throw that on there. Wolf, another black day. Yeah, so far, man. So far. Again, this is a higher time frame trade now, right? Not now, when I structured it. I'm hanging on to it. We got to come all the way back down through VWAP. I think it's something that we're looking at like yesterday into the afternoon where, we're just not going to continue higher. That's a lot of selling pressure out of this candle. That's a pretty damn bearish 15-minute. Conversely, if we see this pullback and then a continuation, I really do like it long, but I'm going to hang on to the trade. I also do take into account like my trading for the day, right? We don't want to trade the P&L. You don't want to trade your account. But I try to take into consideration, like, what opportunities do I have left if I do something else, right? So if I closed out of this one, let's say here, and, made it a negative $500 day, I'm not going to take another one. Just probably not going to hop into another one. I'm not going to find another trade. I have an invalidation point, and I would rather, stand to just take out the full, loss. Call it a day, at least in these accounts. I'll be trading top step and tradeify accounts into the afternoon, but call it a day in these and just say, two good trades. Market just did not play nice with me. No continuation either way in the direction that I was trading. First one, obviously, just maybe a little bit aggressive, swiping that high and continuing lower, but I like that to the downside. Not sticking to a bias, not staying stubborn and saying I have to short this market. We're pushing to the upside. Getting long, flowing along with it. Really nice push to the upside after a pullback down. Liquidity to the upside. I'm taking these every day because they pay, at least for me. But not today, not every day, not every day. And that's the key. They don't have to pay every day, right? You just have to be able to take your losses in stride. End it red without going on tilt or doing anything crazy, and then just looking to continue to come to the market the next day. But so far, ugly, man. Might have to be 2 L's. Finding some consolidation here. I don't love this. Would have loved to see buyers step in. Declining volume. Really just not looking great directionally at any point. We could be in for just a choppy back and forth kind of balancing day here, and we're not going to get a move either way. But yeah, I mean, outside of these accounts, the way that I would look to trade this, if I took this loss, I'd be waiting for a break above IB high or a break above IB low and some real continuation to the downside to look to short it. If we, I got stopped and then we came all the way back up again, I'd be taking it long, just in another account. Wouldn't be putting more risk on in these. But appreciate you hopping on, man. 30 of you guys on here. Smash like, smash subscribe. If you don't know the account that I'm on, this is Top 1 Futures. Straight to funded on Project X. No evaluation. I'm here trading these live almost every damn day. Free on YouTube. I run a free Discord community. I don't claim to be the best trader in the world. I don't claim to know it all. I'm not on the leaderboards. I don't have all the big payouts. But I'll show you what real trading looks like for me, right? And give you the disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm partnered and affiliated with companies like Top 1 Futures. I stand to make money. I can't be unbiased. Stand to make money from the links and the codes in my content. That's important for transparency. But if you guys want to check this out, we have like 2 days left for this giveaway. Coming into the 2-day mark. Boom. I'll throw that back in there. Top 1 Futures, we are coming into the 2-day mark for this giveaway right here. 550K elite accounts. These are the eval accounts. Every purchase with code RDF or that link gets you an entry to win one of 5 of these bad boys. We'd love to see one of you guys win it, but that's up for grabs. Along with that, you get 50% off up until April 11th as well. Choppy as all hell. Not really getting continuation out of this one. Again, not much to do. Hold on to it. Look for an extension. Look for a crack above this level. I don't know that we see it. This is looking kind of just choppy back and forth. Would have really liked to see this continue. Okay with a pullback, but now the pullback can hang out down here. That kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. Yeah, again, we could see a gnarly sell-off, right? And again, initially, that's what I was concerned about, right? We came down here, we came and checked it out down again here. This looked like we might be really aggressively selling off, but off the open, pushing to the upside, I got to flow with that, right? Higher time frame, a wick up here. Yeah, here we come lower. A wick up here, and now continuing down lower. This could be really aggressively short, and if you are short bias or considering that, I don't think this is a bad setup, right? Here is your, gnarly wick to the upside and bearish 15-minute candle after wicking above and buyers not being able to take this thing higher. Getting short on this, stop right above, gives you a clean invalidation. I'm making the other side of my trade, case for the other side of my trade. But if that's your play, absolutely, man, send it. I think a close on that candle and a stop like that, targeting a big move. You can go in light risk and really hold for a larger movement. Again, we come back down through this level. I think we're probably continuing lower, right? Or we're just going to chop. It's just going to be choppy back and forth, and we're not going to expand this range. So, nothing wrong with that either. For me, I'm still hanging on to this thing long because of what I've seen so far, right? We're trying this. We're pushing again, man. Trying it. I like this to the upside, liquidity to the upside, still sitting up here on the book on Bookmap. Don't know if we're going to go tag it, man. Don't know if we're going to go tag it. And again, still a lot on the book down here. A lot on the book down here, all the way down through the 850s. So if we did start to turn and burn to the downside, targeting all of this liquidity on Bookmap down here could absolutely be a play. So we'll stay patient. Let this one play out. Hang out with you guys. And see what the market's got for me, man. Like I said, wins, losses. One thing I try to demonstrate to you guys here, it's not fun to take losses, right? I don't want to hop on here and take losses. I want to take wins, right? I want to show big green days. It's not fun to not make progress and be back and forth in prop firm accounts. But that's part of trading, at least for me. Maybe for other guys it's not, and they're catching bangers every day. But part of it for me is taking L's, having the frustrating days, getting back and forth and having kind of just a no progress week like I'm having so far, unless we can really, see this thing push to the upside, which doesn't look too bad. Holding some consolidation here. But that's part of it. And, you know, what I want to display to you guys is not to get like overly jacked up when you take a win and overly pissed off and emotional when you take a loss, because you're going to have a lot of them. Your job isn't to win every single trade. I sure as hell don't. It's to stay calm, cool, collective, try to stay objective, understand the market, understand the system that you're trading, and execute. Just execute, right? That's it. And take your losses on the chin, take your wins on the chin. Don't get too jacked up and do anything crazy, right? I think it's equally as dangerous. Guys start taking wins and they get out of their mind. You know, they get super greedy or they get overconfident. They start doing different stuff, over risking. Same thing with losses. Guys get frustrated. They want to make their money back. They want to get back at the market. And that's just where all of the execution errors come in, right? Put your trades on, structure your risk, you know, review and journal, take a look and see if there's areas to improve, apply some consistency, and that's it, right? That's kind of it, you know, build your experience. But outside of that, doing anything crazy, getting wild emotional, too jacked up on wins, too down on losses, it just leads down a really dark path, a really, really dark path. One that I've walked many, many times. So yeah, just watch the market chop here. Guys, I'm going to grab some water. I don't like to leave it with a trade running, but I'm going to grab some water. I'm going to let my chair trade for me. I will be right back. Back in action with you guys here. Yeah, this doesn't look great. More we consolidate here. We had a 15-minute bar try it. We had these 1-minute bars try it. Consolidating here. This looks like even now, if we are going to move higher, very likely to see a wick down below, or very reasonable, not likely, very reasonable to see a wick down below this level. You know, come and hit VWAP and then bounce. So just didn't get the continuation I wanted to the upside, at least right off the bat. Again, I still have faith in it. I'm still going to leave it on. I don't see an invalidation point that's hit yet until we come through the 5,000 again, you know, and hit me at 49.98 and a quarter. So we'll see if we can't get some movement to the upside, but just not getting it yet, man. The more we hang out down here, the less I like this one. Just choppy consolidation up here, you know, between like the 20s and the 50s. Really need to see this come up through this. Again, looking at volume profile, if we come back down through these lows, I think we're quickly going to move down towards VWAP, pretty aggressively. Starting to come over to the side. But again, leaving the trade on for all the reasons that I've talked about. Just not... yeah, this doesn't look great. Not going to cap it. Here, got an opportunity to, but I have to refer to my data and just take a look at, my own trading. And I know that if I start to cap every trade before invalidation points or before take profits, I end up not only not making a lot of progress one way or the other, either making or losing money. I really cut good trades on both sides before they're able to play out. And the only trades then that I really let play out are the ones that hit stop loss really quickly, right? That don't even give me a chance to cut early. So, yeah, for those reasons, leaving it on. But just don't love the way that this is forming. Again, still have liquidity to the upside. We got liquidity to the downside, all the way down near my stop. We got a lot at 5,000 now, but still the heaviest on the book is up here at 5,100, man. I'll show you it on Bookmap. This was the level that I was trading towards earlier, what I was holding for as we started to push these highs. But this is kind of dicey to the downside. Again, I think if we start to sell off, we're quickly going to come through this area and fill. So, the short play towards the 5,000, towards VWAP down here, not a bad move. But long up towards the 80s, and then this big stack of orders up here, not a bad play. I'll zoom out even further and just, talk about another area. A lot of orders on the book down below. A lot of orders buy side down below price. I think if we started to sell off really aggressively, that could be trouble to the downside down through the lows, man, to come and sweep those lows. So that's what we're looking at on Bookmap. That's what we're looking at on order flow. Couple prominent levels that I'd want to pay attention to, or that I am paying attention to, but really like to see volume pick up and some buyers step in. So far, kind of just drifting back and forth here. So we'll see. We'll see if we start to break to the upside. And again, I'm not gonna take it off. My stop's down here, clean validation point. We come through this. I think we are, continuing lower. Maybe we kind of retest and then continue lower, but some volume right there. But I'd love to see us come back up towards these highs, man. It would make a good case for the long. Like it's not that common that we would just sweep it again. Yeah, we're trying it, man. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it, boys and girls. But we'll watch it play out together. Back to entry. Can we see this thing sustain? It'd be nice. I'll give you one more. If we don't go and push through the 5,100s, we turn from here again, really makes the case for a move to the downside, right? Like if we get this wick up here again, like this, multiple time, and we just start to turn to the downside, I think that would be a really clean short. I'm making the other case. But so far, buyers continue to try this level, right? We had sellers that gave opportunity to take this thing lower multiple times. We had the opportunity to come back to VWAP multiple times. We continue up to these 60s right here, which have been a problem, and, towards those 80s. So can we see some movement above? If we get it, I think we're quickly going to move towards the 5,100. Nice big round psychological number. Again, conversely, we come back down through this again. I think we're ripping to the downside, and this could be a pretty sweet sell-off that comes quickly. So it's decision time, man. Buyer's going to take this thing higher, or are we going to stay within this range? I'm happy to have survived to this point so far. Patience in the trade. It's back to break even. I'm not going to take it off. I think a lot of guys make that mistake as well. And again, I'm not talking about this individual trade because I might watch this come directly back on me, right? And come all the way back down. And then, we could say, okay, well, if you did this one, you took it off right there at break even, you would have saved yourself another $600. But the common feeling and emotion that most guys, including myself, get right now is after taking a loss and then being in drawdown, the market gets you back to break even and you go, okay, well, now I'll just take it off. And I could just walk away and puts me back at equilibrium, right? I could take a big breath. That's not good trading for the most part. for the most part, unless the market has shown you something where you want to be short now at this entry, you know, and now your invalidation point is your entry, which is almost never the case. It's just not great trading. It doesn't, for me, it never generated good results. You know, in the long run, right? I'm not talking about one trade, right? Like, because this one may come down and, you know, we see that happen. So, I hope this stuff helps. I hope I'm not just rambling, because this is a thought process, right? At least for me, you know, this is the stuff that goes into my trading. So again, still may come right down. So far, we're trying. Buyers are continually to try this level. Like I said, this is decision time, right? We get to kind of, what's a good word for it? Inflection points in the market, right? Areas where a decision's ready to be made, right? We tested the same level up here multiple times. Are we going to break out to the upside and continue? Or are sellers going to hold this level, say, we're not headed higher today, guys, get back down towards the 5,000s? That's kind of the point, right? And we see that, I talk about it like that, but we see that in price action. We see that in market structure, right? Level gets tested multiple times, it turns into a badass level that holds, and we get big reactions off of it. Conversely, the more times a level is tested, the less it is respected. You guys might know that saying. The more times we hammer into a high, a level, putting lower highs into it, the more we're showing buyers want to break through, sellers not able to take the thing lower, and now we're going to break out. So that's making a case for the upside here. I'd be high up there as well, now past 1030 initial balance high. So we'll see. You know, going to hold on to it. if we come back down, you know, so be it. That's going to be it. But this is not going to be a massive trade one way or the other. Not going to be a massive loss one way or the other. You know, and again, the longer that I'm in the market like this, the more opportunity for someone just to sneeze or say tariff or mention China, you know, or something, and the market just rips our face off one way or the other. So I don't love sitting through stuff like this, all of New York and NYSE session, because we've seen so many of those movements. So we'll see. We'll see what we get from up here. Can we have a practice account on top one? Yes. So they started rolling out practice accounts. They are giving everybody a practice account with the purchase of any account. That's what they have. Kim, 2 small losses so far. Lock myself up for 15 minutes so I don't go on tilt. Great idea. Lock it up. Lock it up. It's a great feature that you guys can do here on Project X. You can lock out yourself from taking any trades. Very helpful if you go on tilt. Very helpful if you... you know, if you struggle to kind of just maintain your composure after losses, after anything like that. Very helpful. Really thinking about touching some grass. Yeah, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Keep forgetting about FOMC minutes today. Way to hang in there, Zach. I'm instant funded. How do I get the practice account? No, if you haven't received a practice account, shoot their support an email. I know they didn't give them out right off the bat, but shoot support an email. Go through the main site or hop into Discord. There's a support ticket area in Discord. You can open up a support ticket and say, yo, how do I get a practice account? What's up? How do I get that practice account for Project X? But yeah, we got FOMC meeting minutes later, guys. That is 2 p.m. today. We do have that. That's a reason for caution later into the afternoon. We do want to watch out for that. Something that's blowing up on my side alert wise. What do we have happening? Well, man, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on here. Thank you for being here, hanging out. Coming back down, man. Yeah, this is looking bad now. Now it's looking real bad. Again, can we get a retest of these lows, a retest of this level? Yes. This was nice buying pressure trying to take it higher. If we come down through these lows, I'm losing faith very quickly. Really nice movement to the upside, making the case to hold on to this uptrend. This is ugly. This is ugly if we continue lower. Not from here just yet. But again, we get a nice long wick to the upside and a bearish bar start to form. That looks bad. That looks bad to the downside. And like I said, I think we could really see some continuation quickly if we come back down through that level, back down towards VWAP, and we head down towards yesterday's low again and even lower. So that's definitely concern. But I'm holding on to this one, man. This is a long ass trade. We're gonna hang on to it for a nice win or for a nice loss, one or the other. Coming back down on me. Yep, might not be my day. Just might not play nice with me today. Sorry, guys, just reading some messages. Checking out what I got going on in Discord. Let's see what we got scammers pretending to be other people. That's always fun. Yeah, yeah. This is a long trade, man. Long trade. Hanging it out though, like I said, I'm making my decision and sticking with it. Don't know that we're gonna see this thing continue to the upside. I really don't like the way that this is forming to the downside after testing this area again. Like I said, I think if we do continue this initial movement to the downside, we get down below these lows. That's going to look pretty ugly, being 10 to 15 points away from my stop. We are quite a bit of liquidity above and below that could fuel this, but buyers had a chance again to take this thing higher to break out to the upside, and this is looking choppy and like we may come and check back out VWAP here. So I don't love it, but I'm hanging out in it. Hanging out in it. Wow, I forgot you were still in the trade. Yeah, yeah, still in the trade, guys. Still hanging out here. Still in the trade, hanging out. Not just sitting through drawdown profit, drawdown profit. Looking for it to continue. Some guys use time-based stops and say, okay, the move didn't happen, I'm done. Again, for the most part, this one, as I sized down a little bit and widen out stops, is for the movement to the upside, but just not getting on this one. That's all right. If we have to take the loss on it, I will. And that'll just be that for today. Hammered into it again. If I was watching it at this point, um, after getting out and then testing this multiple times, I'd want to be in again, man. I would want to be in here again for a breakout to the upside. Like it's the same trade I would have liked to have taken, but we're struggling on this. We're chopping up here. We're getting long wicks on higher time frames. Um, yeah, this is just not playing too nice. Not getting the continuation. What do we got going on? Randomly got an update email. This new practice account. Nice. Nice, man. Yeah, Kim had it. Kim has it in the Discord. I'm not gonna go through. I'm just gonna leave this up so I can watch the trade play out in case we get some fast movement. But yeah, guys, there's an easy way to turn on in the settings tab here. there's something that says confirm account switching. And that's easy to do. This way you can make sure you're on the right account, right? You're not in a funded account thinking you're in a practice account, or vice versa. That's that. Usually it is going to... Okay, so let's see what we get here. Again, ugly close on that 15-minute bar. I think we're going to see some selling pressure come in here. If we get a wick down below or we get a bullish buyer step in here, it's going to look great. But gun to my head from this level, had I not been in a trade already from down here off these lows, probably short, unfortunately. That's not enough conviction to close my trade out and place a stop where my entry is. It's just not how I trade. Again, if we see buyers step back in, I really like it to the upside. I liked it to the upside when they stepped back in the last time. But that's a pretty gnarly close on the 15-minute. Looking at it on the 1 minute, we're failing to get above highs now. If we start to break through these lows, we got a lower high that was put in. You know, that's price action and market structure not agreeing with me here. Again, we got IB high formed second. I do like to be on the right side of that statistic because it plays out so damn much. If we break IB high, we typically extend to the upside. We typically don't come back down and break the other side. You know, all of those things lead in the direction of longs. Above VWAP, right? Trading above VWAP. Trying the highs of this range, but just not able to do it yet. So we'll see. If you come out of this, if you come out with a winner on this trade, that would be epic. Yeah, man, it would. It would. It's fun to hold on to something that gets painful, that gives you a chance to get out of break even. You know, you make the conscious decision not to take $50 in profit after going down, 300 on it, and come out green. But again, I try to just stay somewhat level-headed, right? And I think you guys see the way that I trade here. You don't see me get crazy or jacked up. You never hear me say, I knew this was going to happen. I told you this was going to happen. Watch what's about to happen. We're going to come. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I don't know that, man. I'm using pattern recognition, right? Price action, market structure, volume, order flow, simple tools, very, very simple tools to create an edge in the market, a very small edge, right? Modest, but something that plays out enough times to be dangerous. And what I know and subscribe to is the random distribution of wins and losses. Quoting Mark Douglas, we don't know when we flip a coin if the next one's going to be heads or tails, right? If you had a 50-50 odds on your system, you don't know if you're going to take a winner or a loser on the next one. And it would be crazy if you flipped a coin and you got all jacked up when it hit heads and you said heads, right? Like that, nobody would react that way. Kind of the same thing in the market. That's the mindset that I subscribe to. That you don't know what's going to happen right here, right now in the market next, and you don't need to make good money. In my opinion, you need to recognize that, and you need to know that you don't know what's going to happen on every single trade. If you think you do and you're chasing that, it becomes a very, very, very difficult challenge. Something that is near impossible to begin with becomes definitely impossible. So that's kind of my thought process. So again, through wins, through losses, even frustrating ones, kind of stuff that maybe tags you out, moves in your direction, or, gives you a chance to do something and then doesn't work out. I try not to get too jacked up on or too upset about. It just doesn't make sense to do, right? And we do that, natural human emotion, right? With risk on the line, with, in these markets. But if you can reframe some of that and you trade for long enough, you kind of callous your mind in that way to not care about the outcome of the next trade. You just focus on doing the right thing in the markets, trading your system, executing well, trading the chart in front of you. You improve, or at least I do. Tried it again here. This 15-minute bar is looking like absolute trash. We were really trying outside of these highs. We got consolidation chop now. I think if we're gonna move higher now, potentially a sweep down to VWAP is easily in store before we continue to the upside. This 15-minute close looks ugly. Again, I'm paying a little bit more attention to the higher time frame charts. Coming down into liquidity, down into the 15s. This looks like garbage for my trade. Again, stayed in it all the way through, looking to hold to the upside. We had a lot of chop. It's not like one of these 15-minute bars or these 1-minute reactions really sustained a lower move. So I'm happy holding on to this one for the win or the loss. But this does look like trash. Would have liked to see a break above and hold on one of these movements to the upside, like this bad boy right here, or this bad boy right here. But we didn't get that. We're still pushing the downside. Everyone's using hindsight. Time to take out the trash. No, man. No, not gonna take it off. No, gonna hold on to it again for a winner or a loser, right? You know, if I had taken it off here, I would have been really upset when we came back down here. If I take it off here and we bounce, I'd be really disappointed and just not a part of this trade management, right? Stop loss to break even or doing something more aggressive like I did yesterday. Maybe that's kind of the only management up here. But although this is just choppy back and forth, you know, not looking great, testing this high so many damn times, leaving my clean and validation point down here, my initial stop, right, when I put the trade on, that's what makes the most sense to me. And for me and my data, you know, what I believe is going to show me the largest P&L gain in the long run. Today, looks like it's going to show me not that. It looks like it's going to show me a decent size P&L red, but that's okay. You know, that's the stuff that I have to accept on the front end. Again, I use discretion. I actively manage my trades. On this one, my discretion was to hold, and the consistency is to hold on to this one that I'm structuring as a larger, you know, movement to the upside with lower position size, wider stop, wider target. And we just did not get that, right? We did not continue nearly far enough where I was comfortable taking profit. Showed me 30 points of profit, but all the way back down, headed to the downside. Again, this 15-minute bar with a close up above here wouldn't have looked too bad, but looks like I'm going to have to take the painful stop on this after holding on to it all damn morning. Part of the game, boys and girls, part of the game. There's the stop. There is the stop. Someone doesn't want Zach to close the stream quickly. I don't know what that means, Wolf. I appreciate you. Enjoy your stream. Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. 2 L's, guys. 2 L's on this one. And decent size P&L loss on this one for sure. Again, like I talked about, scaling up to about that $1,000 risk per day. That's what I'm comfortable with in these accounts. Don't like to take it, especially just 2 back-to-back losses, with the first one being really, really aggressively quick. But those are 2 trades that I'm taking every day. This one, a little bit aggressive. But before we had this price action and we got a wick above here and continuation of the downside just on this first 15-minute, on this bar that was starting to head back lower, forming a nice bearish close towards this VWAP. I like that. I like that for a move to the downside. I'm probably taking that one every day. This second one, I definitely got to take, right? We got structure to the upside, holding VWAP, cracking above overnight high, cracking value area high. We pull back down, retest structure. We have buyer step back in. We have liquidity up above here. I got to take that one. And I like where my invalidation point was, right? You know, wide enough where we came down. We did tag it. We'll see if we find support right here at VWAP and bounce. We could see that happen. Held on to it, but unfortunately all the way to the painful stop. Again, as we started to sell off after testing this a second time, you could look short, but another day, I think you get your face ripped off to the upside. I think now we've got a lot of structure forming to the upside, and coming back down on this just right here is a little bit knee-jerk to start getting short unless you trade reversals, you know, unless you just trade that type of reversal price action. So 2 L's, tough day in these accounts. On to the additional accounts to continue trading, and on to another day. That's it. Oh, someone doesn't want you to... Oh, I got you. Well, someone doesn't want you to close the stream. You said you'd close once the trade is over, so they weren't letting the market move a lot. I got you. Doesn't want me to let... like somebody behind the scenes. I got you. Yeah, we're always talking about the market makers and how they're reading our sim accounts. But yeah, guys, on that note, that's going to be it. 2 L's off the open for me in these accounts. Sucks when it happens, but like I just talked about, part of trading, man. Part of it is just recognizing you're going to be wrong, going to take losses. That's why you structure your risk. That's why you use stop losses, why you create, personal daily loss limits for yourself, all that fun stuff. So on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap it up right here. Personally, I'm going to get some trading into the afternoon. It's not stuff really that I discussed. I decided really to just focus on live trading with you guys and posting P&Ls and talking about trades that I'm taking here live with you, right? Because the other stuff, nobody likes the I made it all back off stream guy. I posted that meme. So if that happens, it happens, but nobody likes that. It's not useful. How I would look to trade this is we come all the way back up towards these highs. I'd consider trying it. I consider trying it long again. We continue through this back down towards prior day low. I would potentially look short for a run to the downside, but this could also just be a choppy day. We could just see a back and forth choppy day here in the markets. But we'll see. We'll see if I had direction right on this second trade and I just didn't have my stop wide enough, or we needed to come check VWAP out and bounce here like we're doing right now. We'll see. I'll review, journal, and always be looking to improve. So on that note, guys, I'll wrap it up. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Make your own trading decisions. Do your own research. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links in my content like this top 1 future stuff and that code RDF. Talk to you guys soon. See you in Discord. Hop in the free Discord if you're not already. I got almost 2,000 members in a 100% free Discord. Hop in the Top 1 Futures Discord as well, man. That's a pretty sweet one. They're growing that quickly. A lot of guys sharing in there, which is pretty sweet. And I will see you here for the rest of the week trading live. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of the day.